Aloha, everyone. Welcome and thank you for being here. I am Oshun Kiera, and I'm sharing with you today from home on the 28th of July 2026 in this incredible time of change, collective change, individual change. What an exciting time. I'm so grateful to be here now in a place of peace. And there's so much chaos and unrest happening in the outer world right now. And yet there is an invitation for all of us to discover the harmony and the peace that is natural inside of us. So I've been on this long journey of self-discovery. And for the last 8 years, especially, well, since 2017, when I turned 40, I've been very dedicated to knowing myself, to this sense of not wanting to accept or settle for the life that was designed for me, that I was programmed to believe was how I was supposed to live my life, through family, through parents, and so over these 8 years, I have been releasing, letting go, releasing, letting go, purging, in every way imaginable, like emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. I have asked so many questions of myself about the beliefs that I had, the behaviors of mine, the patterns that were repeating in my life. I have gone in and questioned every part of me, who I believed I was, who I thought myself to be. And in doing so, I've been able to shed, release, let go, and oftentimes grieve parts of myself that I believed were me, the true me. And in doing so much releasing and letting go, shedding, purging, I'm now today in a place and space just about, I don't know, maybe I'm like a month and a half before my 49th birthday. And I'm really feeling that I know myself more intimately than I ever have. And it's exciting because at the age of 49 is a Chiron return. So all of my astrology lovers here, you'll appreciate that, right? because with a Chiron return coming up very soon for me, there's going to be an invitation for even more healing, more releasing, more letting go. And I welcome it now because the healing part of my life is it's incorporated into my everyday life. It's a part of living. It's healing is as much as creating is for me now. And what I mean by that is I don't have to, I no longer, I mean, 8 years ago, this was a very big, different story, right? But today, if something comes up and I recognize, oh, this is a wound that I'm still carrying, there are so many tools available in my toolbox now that I don't need to separate myself from my everyday life and creative processes to have some kind of healing journey or healing experience. I get to take care of myself as I do in my everyday life with this awareness that something has come up that wants my attention, that wants to be looked at, to be witnessed, to then be released and grieved. And so healing now can take so many different forms. And I share this because by continuing to be dedicated to the journey of knowing myself truly has been just this continual shedding, releasing, and that is healing. Because the more we are letting go of what we carry, the more we experience this natural effect of rejuvenation, of healing. And this is the same physically for our physical bodies as it is for our spiritual bodies. So we might be experiencing addiction, for example. That's a good one, right? Some of us might have patterns of addiction in our life, and this can be experienced by our physical body with response to that. So, for example, an addiction that comes up for me repeatedly throughout my life is an addiction to sugar. And so, how my body responds to that is my spleen gets upset, my estrogen levels get out of balance, my hormones get out of whack, my thyroid acts up, I get swollen glands in my neck, and so I have physical symptoms. I have insomnia if I'm eating sugar, and it affects my mood. So this addiction that is materializing as something physical, right, has its roots in a spiritual trauma. It has its roots in my emotional body. It has its roots in my mental body. It has its roots in my spiritual body and in my physical body that go all the way down. These roots go all the way down to a trauma from early in my childhood. And it's also a pattern from my childhood. I mean, I can remember having candy picnics with my family members, like right out on the lawn in front of the house. You know, we'd get some money from our parents and go and buy all the candy we could, and we would just sit outside and eat candy. And then we'd go in the house and make a batch of Kool-Aid and just consume sugar all day long. And so when this is coming up for me in my current life, my 48-year-old self, and I find myself craving the sugar, eating sweets when I know the effects that they have on my body, there is an opportunity to not shame myself, not guilt myself, but to also ask myself, why is this pattern from my childhood that I know is harmful for my overall health and well-being? It's harmful for my physical body, my hormones, my mood, my sleep, and my emotions, and my mental body, right? Because it's a stimulant as well. It makes my mind overactive. So if I know that this toxic chemical that is sugar has all of these harmful effects on all the parts of myself, and I'm still consuming it, then I can label that for myself as an addiction. If I'm doing it if I'm consuming it regularly. And now when those things come up for me and I recognize I have an active addiction right now, then I start to ask more questions of myself. What is this supplementing? Right? Because a supplement is something we take when we feel like we're missing something. Like if I'm not eating enough fresh oranges every day, then maybe I take a vitamin C powder, right? That's a supplement because I'm lacking and missing something natural. And so I share this because right now, when I am in the world, out in the world, off my little sanctuary, I see people all around me suffering from addictions of all sorts, including addiction to social media and just spending too much time on their devices. And our devices give off radiation. So on top of how it harms our vision and eyesight, it also harms our electromagnetic field if we're holding a smartphone or laptop multiple minutes and hours every day. There's people all around the world right now also recognizing the harmful addictions they have in their life and wanting to make change. Change. That's what this time is all about right now. Astrologically, there's so much going on with the planets and the cosmos, and it's all supporting us in this invitation for change, for releasing and letting go of harmful behaviors, belief systems, and thoughts. And this can happen when we're actually dedicated to learning what the root source of these behaviors and actions is. Anything else is a temporary comfort and not a solution or a healing. And I say this also because I've seen so much out in the world of people whose appearance is suddenly so different. Like, there are all of these things going around right now to help people to lose weight or to look differently, through surgery or through pharmaceuticals. And this only compounds, adds to the root cause of disease, addiction, all that could be considered harmful to our nature, to our well being, to our life force energy. So I'm sharing today to say it really takes courage and bravery to be you, the true you, the real you. Because not only does it take the grit and the passion one must have to know themselves, to want to be in this world as themselves. The journey of getting to know the true self includes looking at and examining all the parts that are being carried that don't belong to you. And it can be very difficult to examine and remove and release and let go of all of the things that create temporary false comforts. But I am here letting you all know that I believe in you. And if this is what you're wanting, if you're at a point in your life where you are ready for change, maybe you've already started the change, maybe you've already begun your journey, maybe you're just thinking about beginning your journey of change, of changing the sedentary lifestyle, if you have one, into one of more movement and flow of new energy. Are you someone who spends a lot of time watching TV or watching things on the internet? Are you someone who eats out every day and doesn't prepare any of your own meals and doesn't know where the source of your food is from? Are you someone who is still smoking anything, or consuming any kind of substance that harms your kidneys, your liver, gut, your gut and digestion? Where in your life are you recognizing that something is ready to change? And do you know that you can create these changes creatively, gracefully, and bravely? The work doesn't have to be so hard. The journey can be made creative through learning more about yourself and what you're passionate about creating. What is your art? Your art can be your own personal therapy and support and guidance through the transitions of change. So I guess today I'm really speaking to people who are recognizing that something in them wants to change. I'm speaking to those who are already changing, who are already making changes in their life, and to those who've made big change and are here to also say right now, like, yeah, we're all in this together, supporting one another. So wherever you are in that rainbow I just described, from like, haven't started yet, don't know if I ever even want that, okay, bottom of the rainbow here, like ground level, just not sure I even ever want that, to like, oh, I'm recognizing, I get it, my body is signaling me. And here's the other thing: if a part of you wants change and you're ignoring it and you're just like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. Right? If that's your reaction and the change is coming, like the invitation's like, come on, we need this, and you're like, right? Then what happens? Boom, something happens. An injury, an illness, a disease, something that stops you in your track and requires you have to give it your attention. And I'm witnessing this more and more in the world, and it will continue. Because as I mentioned earlier, right now, all the energies of our universe, are all the planets, this whole cosmic force of energy is inviting humanity to change from who we are collectively today. Because we collectively, all of humanity together on planet Earth, we're like cancer to planet Earth. We're just killing off, you name it, species of everything, species of plants and trees and animals and insects, and it's got to stop. It's got to change. It has to change, right? Energy is never, energy can only be transformed, not ended. It doesn't go away, but it can be turned into another form. So I'm here. I am here as an ally. I've been, my whole life, it's true, I've been different my whole life, right? I have not ever fit into the box. I've never fit into the line. I didn't even, like in my 20s, when I loved to go out dancing every weekend, I was like, I don't want to wait in that line, No. Like, let's get in, and if we can't get in, I don't want to wait. And I did that for a while until I learned, like, no, you don't need to line up and get in line. So I'm still me in that way. I've changed so much, right? I've changed so much. And yet everyone who's known me for a long time will say, you are so different. You've changed so much. And yet you're you. Like, we could pick up where we last were 10 years ago, because, wow, you are still in your heart, you. But I've had to make so many changes, right? I had to let go of all of these behaviors that I had learned that were harming me and harming other people. I feared my own power for years. I'd go to a workshop and they'd say, what's your biggest fear? Oh, me, my coming into my own power. I knew that. Somebody asked me a question, what about you? What's your biggest fear? Oh, me. I fear coming into my own power. That was my answer for years, and I didn't even know what it meant. It's just the truth that came out of me. And now I know why. because I know how powerful we are. I have healed diseases. And healing is a lifelong journey, right? I know that with what's coming up next at age 49, this big invitation from Chiron for another big healing, right? Chiron's the wounded healer. This has to do with my ancestry. So I'm not here in front of you saying, I'm healed. I would not have that arrogance anymore. I might have said that like at some point along my journey, but part of the wonderful journey of knowing the self is the death of the ego, the death of the self that happens over and over and over in cycles until it just becomes a part of living. And then there's no separation. And there's no fear around death because we know that what's happening is we call death, dying, is what's no longer serving us, what cannot move forward in the next version of the self must die. But we're eternal souls, so we don't ever really die, even if we leave our physical body. Now, of course, it's still so healthy to grieve when the people that we love leave. I've lost people to suicide and cancer and natural death. And grief is not, in this today Western society, grief isn't taught. We aren't taught how to grieve. We aren't taught that we need to grieve. And I didn't understand for years why I would say in a very public environment, like a crowded, full yoga room, suddenly have these cathartic releases and cry and bawl and just like, ugh, messy snot falling on my yoga mat because I would feel so much grief in the environment. I don't work out in public gyms or yoga spaces like that anymore because I know enough about myself now to know that no, I feel everything in my environment and it's who I am here to be. You don't tell a crystal whose whole purpose of being on the planet is to transmute energies and cleanse and clear. You don't tell that crystal stop absorbing and transmuting those energies, right? And for years people would tell me like, oh, stop being a psychic sponge, which is, I still have to clear that often, but stop. It's not yours to feel, it's not yours to transmute. And yet I do know today that is a part of the healer I am. That is a part of the power I have. I visit lands sometimes where there are souls who are stuck there, who have been, maybe they lost their lives in battles or car accidents, even suicide. It's been many different things. And I end up helping the souls to move through where they are and continue on because it's part of my purpose. It's part of who I am. So we all have our own unique soul purpose in this incarnation. The you are now, the brave and courageous you are now, you have your own unique soul purpose. And what I've learned and what I know is that all the while that I was searching for my purpose, searching, inquiring, asking, searching, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? What's my purpose? It wasn't made known to me. It was actually in all of the letting go, the grieving, the releasing, the death and dying, rebirth processes that I went through, cycles over and over of letting go, needing to know that I came into my purpose by just becoming me. If you haven't heard of the I am, this simple I am, right? That it's so simple that most humans don't get it. But that is where we are in our power. It's when we stop doing. We don't have to do anymore. It's when we come into being. It's when we just are. I be me. When I am, there's nothing I need to do. I just am. And in that, I am enough. I'm worthy to be exactly as I am without doing. That's when the purpose of the soul is truly revealed. It's known in that space. It's in our doing and seeking and searching anywhere outside of ourselves that it's hidden. Because it resides deep within, but in the still point, in the silence of oneself, where there is no more doing, where there is only to be. So friends, if you are anywhere along the journey of change, let me know. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear your story right now. Just one sentence of it. I mean, I know that the comments of this video space aren't a place for a whole story, but one powerful sentence about your now, so that I may see you. There is so much transformation and healing that happens simply being witnessed. I'm also accepting new clients right now. I'm getting ready to travel in a couple weeks, but I'm intending to be somewhere that I will have access to my phone. Unlike last summer when we were in Fiji, there were such great spans of time where I didn't have access to any internet or phone. But we're not going that. I don't know where we're going yet. Actually, that's the fun of this season. We're intending to take off in maybe like 2 weeks, and we haven't chosen where yet. I love it. And for how long? In the past, we've said, we'll give ourselves 3 months and, really fill into this area. And I'm not putting any time limit on this journey. So I'm opening up for accepting new clients, and I'm also, oh, I closed my website. I decided that in having a website and a calendar and all that, I was doing something that wasn't original to me. It was like, oh, this is how a person today can operate a business. But it didn't resonate for me. So, yeah, if I do create another website, it's just going to be simple and but I won't have a calendar for booking on it because I don't like that feeling. I prefer to be contacted by email. And so far, over these last, since 2019, that I've been serving as an oracle for others, and since 2022, I've been doing energy healing sessions. And it's always worked out for me that I've been contacted by phone or email within a couple days of client work, and I like that. I do not like a life for myself that's like got all these plans and bookings out ahead of time. I like to be as close to the now as I can be, and so that's just how I live my life. So I will put my email in the list and trust and know through my intention that those soul clients will contact me through the channels that I provide at the time that resonates and is aligned for us both. And so, also, since my email will be there, if you are wanting to just say hi and send me a note and tell me how you are doing, I'd love to receive that too. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to leave this today by reminding you all that you are so brave and courageous to be you. And I am so grateful for this community and for the time and attention you have spent here to be with me at the time that you've watched this. Oh, see, the hummingbird is so grateful too. The hummingbird is sharing joy along with the appreciation for you and your presence here. So, mahalo. Until next time, ciao for now.